Welcome back, ladies and gents, to ECS Europe. We're here with the second match of the evening, a bit earlier than expected. We managed to push the game forwards, which is much better than having a massive break. We have NiP and G2, if you're just joining us, and it's definitely going to be a very interesting matchup. And we're ready for the Score Esports pre-match breakdown with Janko.
Yes, we touched briefly upon it in the post-game of our last match, which was NiP versus MOUZ. And the story here is obviously shox and Scream are in amazing form ever since Pro League. They continued that in the ECS when we saw them immediately after that LAN. So they need to keep that up in order for them to match against NiP here. And interestingly enough, first map is Dust 2 and it's not G2 who picked it. So NiP decided to pick Dust 2 against G2, which is their strongest map, when they had options like Overpass, Cobble, Train even. So that's going to be interesting. I guess that they have something in store for them, probably have a good idea how they want to counter G2's playstyle.
Obviously, this is a G2 post-existence now, and I do wonder what is the source of this play from Scream especially. Is it that he's had like a change in roles, perhaps, on the team? Or is it because I think if that's the case, then maybe it can last over a longer period of time, whereas if it's a case of they're just playing well at the moment, or like old Envy style, then I think that probably has a shelf life.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Surely you can have a peak individually, or continue to peak consistently for a long period of time. Usually, individual skill go up and down. It's inconsistent, and when you need it in particular rounds that you have to win, maybe it's not going to be there that time, and that can lose you a match. Whereas structure and tactics and drills, like drilled team play, that tends to be something that stays, that has endurance. So I mean, do you really see this form just continuing? Because G2 are quite a basic team at the moment with strategy and tactics, especially now existence is gone. So it's all about that individual performance.
Yes, but we always mention Fnatic when we talk about a loose play style that was consistent for a long time. And I always like to say that for me, it was a bit weird. It was an anomaly of sorts, because I agree with you. On paper, it should not be something that can last over a long period of time, because it's really dependent on individual performances of your players, and those can be really up and down at times. So we have to wait and see what is going to happen to G2 moving forwards. I mean, to their play. Are they going to be able to keep up their level of performance? Are they slowly going to build on what they have right now? But they are looking really strong at the moment.
Do we know what the full veto is?
I don't know if we have the full vetoes, Chase. Do you have the vetoes, Janko? Pocket vetoes.
I'm not sure. I know NiP vetoed Inferno, G2 vetoed Mirage, then NiP picked Dust 2, and G2 picked, I'd like to say, Train. But I'm not sure what happens after that. What's the decider?
It would be great to see. It'd be great to see cash pop up between these two teams, just generally due to the fact that G2 are awesome in cash, NiP are awesome in cash, and it's just such a clash of styles. It would just be very interesting. But we are into Dust 2 immediately, so this is going to be NiP on that T side, G2 on the CT side. NiP, once again, they've not been having the best time of it pistol-wise, but if they do manage to get that sick out-of-the-gate start on the T side, they are very dangerous, as we saw it just previously against Mousesports, that situation. So here we are. We have pretty much the same pistol round from NiP, but will it be more successful this time?
No.
Thank you, Janko. So we've got 3 players moving into lower tunnel here for the NiP side. pyth is holding from top mid at present. No aggression, no craziness on short from G2. shox not quite in the corner, but close enough to it, and he's going to get some silent taps. They talk about the headshots from CT spawn.
Told ya.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure what to say about that. They just moved up with no nades towards the CT spawn area and nobody checking it. Maybe they were going for a hard read against a G2 play.
Possibly. They were caught off guard by shox there. But what I want to see now, I'm assuming pyth is going to die here pretty soon, is if G2 goes again for their MP9 buy, and what is NiP going to do against it? Are they going to force, or are they going for a double eco? They are forcing, and G2 1, 2, will there be more? 3, no, that's an MP7. So 2 MP9s, an MP7, a UMP, and a FAMAS. A lot of SMGs on the side of G2. And they're going for early aggression.
Dust 2, Train, and Cobblestone are the 3 maps in this match. Ooh, Scream. I don't know if you saw a shadow there from Get Right. Nice 180s by him. And he's running out of bullets. 2 players have gone down actually for G2. SmithZz is going to come in to take down Forest, leaving Xizt alone. He's picked up a UMP. He's got full armor, but RPK coming in from the back will clear things up. So far, so good for G2.
Good play from them. I mean, they had a clear idea of what they wanted to do. It was aggression. They pushed towards top mid, but also SmithZz was ready towards the long area to trade when NiP's focus shifts towards top mid. And yes, pistols are powerful, close range, but SMGs are too, and they have an advantage at that point as body's pushing over.
These Janko throws are pretty epic. We have pretty much a quick cleanup here with these fast playing SMGs.
Janko should solo cast the entire next eco round.
And this is why what I like from shox as well. He died in the previous round, but didn't buy an SMG against. He just went with a pistol, and now he has an M4 and still 4K in the bank. And economy really looking strong for NiP. No op for G2. I'm sorry, no op for NiP. Well, SmithZz has the big green gun.
Oh my god. All right, we've got 2 players in long for G2, and no one currently in short. There's a player in CT as well, so perhaps he will get some sound cues. Perhaps not. That's shox. The French man with a plan who can.
Look at this push. Look at it. Observe the glory, James. The glory is being observed. And now it's a quick advantage won by G2. Really nice way to do it. What a shot there from bodyy.
Perhaps that's sped up NiP.
It's going to force NiP's hand to an extent. They're just going to have to commit to the A play. And are they going to go contact? It looks like they're going contact here. Maybe because they don't know that there's 2 AWPs. Maybe they're thinking, okay, there's just 1 AWP. So we don't have to throw the nades here. We can get further without the nades. But there is an AWP, and it's SmithZz by long. He's not going to be able to get much from the initial shot, however. So NiP really cutting a lot of corners here with the low utility, but playing it perfectly with these smokes so far. They've actually done a great job not to lose anybody and get a bomb down here. And look at their favorable positions. Great vantage point.
I like the defensive smoke as well, but body's creeping, body's dead. 3 versus 3. Still 2 people in long, and they've got a player up close. Oh, Scream's getting taken down. SmithZz looking above the car. Friberg going for the spray. Will finally get it. Bit of a shake there. You can see he expected to get it much earlier than that, but he will do the job after all. I like how they put the smoke onto the corner. I mean, it works in 2 ways. One is that they can look into CT spawn with more safety. I won't say safely, but with more safety. But also, there is a gimmick where you can sit behind the box on the slope and you can belly. What in the blazes was that? It looks like a bit of lag, or I don't know, but imagine if he died there.
Obviously, just trolling Forest at that point, you know.
It's like
shoot me! I'm standing. Shoot me!
It's like he could barely believe it.
Yeah, unlucky timing a little bit for G2 in that round. That SmithZz was going to smoke off long, but then they were a bit reckless for the retake. shox trying to throw a nade without first checking if someone was peeking aggressively, but NiP goes for a fast mid take again. They just check it.
How successful? Are they going to go for a push? It looks like RpK is getting in there, going back out, and then going back in again.
He's just trying to make it hard for you to commentate then.
Bit of the old in-outs.
Bit of the old in-outs.
Yes, it's a reference, James, to a very good movie. So we'll see if this push will actually be successful here for NiP. They'll get smoked off, but that's not going to deter them too much.
pyth has the Molotov. The one he throws, yeah.
There it is. Was that good? Looks like it was. Perfect. And we can actually see exactly the effect that Janko was talking about previously. The player who is playing an AWP there is forced a little bit further back there, and you can see that he's more susceptible to Friberg. If Friberg will get that entry, but SmithZz is there from Goose. Goose is a very strong position for this kind of anti-A rush play, but the frags are coming back in here for the NiP side as the bomb is now picked up by Forest. He's got assistance from long, and he will plant force that assistance. However, he is the AWPer, so that's slightly suboptimal. It would be nicer if Get Right had the AWP in this situation, but that's okay. Get Right's going to come close and help Forest out.
No kit, and the bomb is ticking.
Yeah, G2 biding their time and going to push through the smoke. Ooh, Forest is going to get his bell rung. Body's gone down though, so Scream has a decision to make. He's holding his angle for the time being, but he doesn't have a kit. He can't win the round here. Just trying to do a bit more damage, and there it is. Forest goes down, and that will bring the round to its conclusion. One man surviving for both sides, but it's NiP who are catching up with G2 now. And you can see the money is ruined for the G2 side. Second round in a row for NiP.
Yeah.
I'm a bit surprised that in that setup from G2, shox was the one with the op and SmithZz the one with the rifle. Not really sure what the thought process is behind that. Maybe shox was just feeling it. But yeah, the strat we see time and time again from NiP wins them the round and forces G2 on an equal.
Indeed, I do feel like NiP's first buy round victory, they got kind of lucky because, you know, they lost a guy to the AWP being pushed in upper dark, and then they just walked out onto A basically. And I don't think you'll see NiP do that if they realize that there's an AWP that could be on car basically, which there was in that round. So that's like an interesting situation for me. I might ask about that later, but. This is NiP needed this. They needed to get back into this more or less straight away. We saw how powerful the T side can be, and against G2 in their current form, they are very, very scary. NiP needs their strengths to be working for them, which is those T sides, and it seems like they're building that now. They're looking to build some solid control in this round. RpK getting completely destroyed there. Just 2 Molotovs and all the AKs. And NiP needs to be careful not to lose more than one player. 2 AKs now for G2 actually, so there is some danger to be had.
Uh-oh. There is a bit of bounty, bit of booty for G2 to collect. Indeed, they will collect said booty. 2 AKs for them. Those AKs will be definitely a plus over M4s, although shox still playing close. I think he will be looking at attack as the best form of defense here to try and hold on to this. But it seems he might still be concerned with doing some damage to the T economy here. But NiP are about to win their 3rd round in a row, so I think maybe the weapon save was the more optimal play.
I mean, they're going to be able to buy anyway, and
not AKs though.
And Scream is going to be able to save one of the AKs, which he has been able to save a couple rounds now. So probably just wanting to get some extra damage in, and wasn't successful. And getting damage against NiP, I guess that is a pretty important deal, as they tend to play a bit more consistently than other teams, a little bit more disciplined. Poor man's Molotov. Sorry, smoke grenade.
It's a very poor man's Molotov there.
Yeah, yeah, it is, yeah.
All right, well, we've got a challenge for the long area. There's one person towards blue, that is Friberg. Again, you can't check his position from ramp, but if he is not talking nonsense, let's watch the T's here. They're pushing. Oh my God.
shox
Help
is a
me,
beast.
Dan. I
shox
don't know what
is a
I'm doing.
beast,
This is the write-off.
Do you want me to take over?
Go, Janko, just you just do it.
As we see Get pushing Cat, he's got control of the bomb site, doesn't have the C4. Forest is coming from Cat with it, Scream, gets the headshot. Get gets the trade. He can pick up the bomb now, but he's looking to challenge still. It's not probably the best decision, seeing as the CTs are already in pit, body on the flank. He's gonna plant the bomb. That's good. Now he has a chance. He needs to challenge at some point though. Needs to get a kill, then he can play it more passively again. shox with low HP. Picking up a nade, it seems. He challenges first, gets the info for his team. Now it's up to bodyy and RpK gets the headshot from long through the box. Secures the round for G2.
Amazing.
It's like a children's story with just aggression at the end of it. Oh man.
To be fair though, he
That's
did
my
better than
childhood
you in that round, James.
That's exactly how my childhood went.
Mine too. Yeah, I think my mind exploded there.
But the thing is, it's not a poor man's smoke. It's, in a sense, you don't want to waste the smoke just for crossing mid. So the HG does the job well enough. And G2 win an important round for them. We see that the money is pretty low, pretty much for both teams. So this is a crucial round. And SmithZz dies.
Whoa, just an elbow shown there, but that's enough for Forest. Good start by the T's on this round as G2 retake the lead. shox on a mag 7 now. And he is in the jumping position. I like the Max 7 here, but I don't know if he'll get an opportunity to use it anytime soon.
With that smoke there, I mean, maybe there is an opportunity, but we'll see. shox will reposition closer to mid. This is definitely a smart call, as they really don't know what's up with NiP right now, and gambling is going to be a good bet. And you can see f0rest is looking for a player who's curious about information, because it's often you're going to get a player nosing around mid, even on one of those gap angles, just trying to see what the hell's going on. But at this point in time, NiP still haven't given it away. They're going to pressure towards A, make it a fake actually, or just delay the rotation with all the pressure. They're not selling it heavily, but it doesn't even matter because they're going to delay 3 players. If this kill goes easily to the NiP side on body, that's the round. I mean, how on earth did G2 even get to B right now? There's 3 players stuck on the A side of the map, and they'll clear out Friberg pretty quickly, so they can start to run. But there's a pit there on mid. There's going to be a player in upper dark. It's going to be very hard to make this work. Will they even try?
Cool pit going for a bit of pre-fire, but didn't work out, or maybe he clicked by mistake, who knows. Well, GetRight needs to get a kill here because f0rest on the site on his own. GetRight rushing back now. Oh, the timing. f0rest was about to see somebody moves away now towards the door. GetRight coming in for help. Screen pushes, not going to work out for him. GetRight's just too good, isn't he? shox doesn't even know what hit him, but it was GetRight, and he will finish him off straight in the face. AWP not collected because f0rest already has one.
Almost as good as me, James.
Almost as good as Janko, who is retired for other reasons, of course. 4-4.
I mean, SmithZz often goes for those mid peaks early on, and he's generally pretty good at them. The only question is, do you really want to do it on such an important round, right?
Yeah.
Do you really want to take that risk? I guess the answer is yes. So it is. I would prefer something a bit more safer. Yes, aggression is fine, but maybe boost up Cat with 2 players with that tower watching towards lower B. Maybe try to get an aggressive peek from short and then fall back. This is, I mean, the mid peak is super risky for me early on, especially because his opponents expect it at this point, right? Because they know he likes to do it.
And also, it's something that the Ts will always love to take that risk, whereas the CTs, it's a completely different story. If you lose a guy early in the round, that round is really screwed up for you, really screwed up. But either way, we've got Friberg here, just clearing out players all over the place, and that's going to be the round 1 by NiP as they go 5-4, and starting to take some dominance here. Their money's still not looking too amazing.
I mean, it's also possible that he misjudged the economy of NiP because NiP did win 3 rounds in a row beforehand, so maybe he wasn't aware that they were low on money as well. But G2 goes for a buy, 2 FAMASes, 3 and 4 no op. They have to make something happen here early.
All right then, it's a similar setup, if not the same, from G2. 1 player in CT, 2 towards long. Short has been abandoned for the time being, 2 of course in B. You can see NiP maybe expecting G2 to try and mix things up here with some early aggression, but that's not going to be the case. See some harassment over towards long. While NiP move to take control of the short area, they've still got lots of time to have a look through mid if they so please. Bomb will be dropped on short for the time being. Maybe G2 will hear that, but at this point it's not really that important with so much time left on the clock. So Smith's going for a bit of aggression here. No AWP for him. Oh, he spotted Pit a bit, but he is quite exposed. He could get taken down by the T's here. And then what happens? Down to 15 HP. shox from the barrels. He was there for support.
Smith's playing an incredibly risky game. It's a big surprise he didn't go down in that position, so exposed. And he's lucky he had shox here for backup. shox is going to continue picking up another kill there, putting NiP into a spot where they pretty much have to commit now to something pretty soon. They've got 40 seconds and 3 players. GetRight's looking to take the risk. Gets completely full flash there, so we see the wild spray. bodyy with a very strong off angle. Surely there's nothing Xizt can do against this. There's too many spots. You can see the gun. It's such a favorable position to be in. And as he's standing so much further away from the angle than Xizt is, he gets to see Xizt first. And that's kind of how that works. The further, or rather the closer you are to an angle, the more at a disadvantage you actually are on the peak to being able to see the player first. And that's going to be the 5-5. So NiP hadn't built up that much money, and they're going to spend everything in this round to try to stop GT from taking momentum away.
So we've got a fast short push coming in for G2. So the default will be different on this occasion. 2-man push coming in, and there's potential support from mid doors here. We can see, I think it's shox playing close. Smith brings the crosshair down to kill Forest. And then we've got Pyth holding down short. So both teams fighting for the mid area here. And Scream is not going to win the duel on short. That's going to put G2 at a severe disadvantage now. Just bodyy and Smith. Shox has been taken care of as well. NiP moving towards the A site with a lurker in the middle of mid, which bodyy might not expect here. Speaking of off angles, we saw one from bodyy towards B. You can see Pyth moving back. So he'll hold an angle so you can see them jumping onto the box. By the time bodyy moves there, he's looking for the inevitable lurker and he will find them, but Pyth will finish off both remaining G2 players, and the money is not good for G2.
G2 went for obviously mid aggression with boost towards cat, having players close to mid doors, but simply they lost all the aim duels, and that's where the round falls apart for them.
I really liked the fact that they decided to take the mid aggression, because I feel like against a team like NiP as well, generally it's cool as it's a nice little mix up to the pace to throw into NiP, but also a team like G2, I feel like they've got more advantages the shorter the round is. The longer the round goes on, the more time you'll see NiP using their utility to get advantages, and the better the result should be in theory for NiP. So I do like that G2 play aggressively against NiP, also because of their style, right? But we got the Deeks coming in here, and
it's dangerous for NiP now.
Indeed.
Yeah, there's a bit of a, RpK can run distraction all the other way around. Well, I was just going to say because of shox. But there's a bit of distraction from shox, and that will do the job for RpK. 2 kills for him, leaving Forest alone versus 2. body's picked up an AK as well, and there's a split coming in for the CTs. Doesn't seem they may wait for the bomb to go down. Forest looks just in time, but can't get the tap onto bodyy, who will shoot him in the head first. So G2 gets an unlikely round here. 6-6, nothing between these two teams.
That was pretty awkward. Obviously, Forest wanted to find the AK there. You could see he's like talking to his teammates on comms, like, guys, where's the AK? And then he just gets caught on a bad timing. That's unfortunate for him.
And NiP losing to pistols.
Yeah? Don't see that every day.
On Dust 2, no less. Oh, sometimes you get digged.
Yeah.
Or P250 in this case.
Indeed. Indeed. But again, I was going to say before shox went down that, we've seen a lot of situations where one person's running distraction and the other person comes in to finish things off. There have been some interesting setups with a P250 and a scout, actually. I want to say from Luminosity over towards the B-bomb site on Ecos in such a fashion as well. So I think it was Fallen playing from the box or from the window, and there was a play of a P250 by the car.
They're going just for the straight-up contact play. This is really cool to see. It's contact into mid. That's so nice because sometimes that just catches teams off guard. Sometimes teams look for the grenades as the indication of the aggression, but they just got a lot of information for no expenditure on their utility, of which they have very low utility because their economy is so bad. So it's really nice that NiP cut the corner in this way. And then they spot that there's nobody in mid, and so they go for the B play. This is how it's done, but you have to hit the shots now, NiP, and then just not getting it done. body's going absolutely massive with the help of Scream. What a beautiful defense coming in from bodyy. 3 frags there for him. Once again leaving Forest in a clutch, but he does have some time to set up. However, he's got a player close to the doors. He's going to go straight to Dark. There's 2 players. Surely Forest can't get this done. Goes for the first peek there. It's a shallow peek, which is good, but it's not going to happen. He heads a player in his flank, and that's the round. But you could see an NiP there. No utility peek. Find out no one's in CT. Understanding that's the best play there is the B split, but bodyy just shut them down.
Now the money has been ruined for the Swedes, and G2 for at least the 3rd time have taken the lead in the first half of this series. This is a best of 3. The other 2 maps will be Train and Cobblers coming up a bit later on, but for now, you'll see he will take the lead in the first half. 2 rounds left. Looking like G2 in fairness. We've got a lot of P250s here for NiP. 2 smokes and 2 flashes, but Scream may come in to ruin the party here. Gonna go for the bit of a blind spot on the bricks, but he'll only get 1 frag. bodyy coming in with some aggression now to try and close things, but no kill to him just yet. Forest finally going down.
Awkward stuff. I've got SmithZz there, who will cover the angle now, but this is going to be hard to break, actually. They do drop the smoke, but it's still hard because SmithZz knows how to play against smokes like this. And see, exactly, he's looking for that spot. He doesn't even need to be able to see it's very obvious when T's put the smoke forward. It's very, very common that they'll try to jump on that box.
Yes.
We should pay you by the word next time.
Okay, because I obviously have an issue with talking a lot.
Well, down goes Smiths again. Again, the elbow just, that was really cool. Like, Forrest sees the elbow, he's like, yeah, I know where your head is. I'm going to shoot you in the face. Super fast start, and again, an early pick here will be to G2's detriment. And bodyy with a mirror image kill of one we saw from him earlier on in this half as well. So G2 answering back swiftly, aggressively, sternly.
Yeah, bodyy he's a pretty good player. Like, we're seeing more and more from him, which is really cool. And he's able to equalize it 4 versus 4, and NiP perhaps looking to set up the same set piece, or no Molotov though, to do it with. And it might be okay because Forrest is able to get another pick there towards bodyy. And they're going to be up against 2 players here. Scream is one, so that is problems. Scream has been so hot. There's the first frag. Get right going in for the trade here, but still has to deal with Scream. Scream going for the repeats there. Not able to get the frag actually. Get right able to get a couple sprays in there to finish it off, or bursts rather, leaving shox in the clutch. 1 versus 2, very doable.
Well, he's got the range with the AWP, but will he find the angles? See, Get Right is holding 4 short as well. And I think there must be, you often see people wallbanging that one, but Get Right's actually not even going to wait. He is repositioning and taking shox by surprise. The place he just wallbanged is where he will die from Get Right. Ever the smart player here for NiP. It's often you see people going for the wallbang there, but they don't really go for it on the short plant boxes. I don't know how successful they will be, but it's fairly common to find somebody there once they realize you're on long. Anyway, G2 will be taking the lead into the first half here over NiP, just the 1 round though. bodyy top fragging for his side. One of the maybe the strongest of the pickups on the French teams.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, go ahead, Janko.
Definitely the strongest. I mean, out of the 2.
Yeah, all of the 2 players.
Definitely the stronger pick, and it seems that on Dust 2, especially on that CT side towards the B bomb side, he's really comfortable and confident in holding that bomb side down, which is of big importance for his team.
Yeah, body's doing well. We'll follow the progress of Devil also as Envy continue through this year. The upcoming major as well, I'm sure people will be working very hard indeed.
They're actually in the qualifiers, James.
Nice.
Yes, they have to go through the LAN qualifiers.
Indeed,
they do. They lost their legend status with their performance in Columbus.
They are legends no more. Do we have 2 NA Legends teams?
Yes, CLG and Liquid.
CLG and Liquid. Well,
and I mean, if you want to count Luminosity in,
they're a South American team.
Okay.
Who are just wrecking North America.
Okay.
That's how I'd like to put
on
it.
their own turf.
Yeah. So, it's an interesting. We have a bit of a pause here. So while we do, I think CLG still have 4 players, although Freakazoid is kind of hinting at joining a team. It could be CLG. I think people would expect it to more likely be Echo Fox because they were playing with a sub in. Who's that guy again?
Which one? Sorry.
Just to play the guy that Echo Fox was playing with.
Frost?
From like no, he's some dude from like Pugs. I think he plays in FPL in North America.
Oh my goodness, this is annoying.
No, not Irokanji. Anyway, we know who he is. So,
I know who you mean. Because it always reminds me of Ramen for some reason.
Ichiban.
Ichiban. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, back into the match.
Yeah.
Back into the match, and we have G2 creeping up the short area. Smiths with those 20 bullets on the Glock. Going to get himself 2 frags. Bodyy coming in to body some of these CTs. And Xizt is soon going to die. So that was a very fast pistol round indeed. And we'll talk more about North American Counter-Strike, Majors, Envy and other things another time.
So it's going to be pretty interesting to see if NiP did enough on their T side, because the CT side of G2 there was pretty respectable, to say the least. They managed to get a lot of rounds off of NiP, which is one of the winning conditions, is just hindering that NiP CT side. And obviously, in being able to win the pistol again, G2 are in a spot where they can take advantage. And I've been to work on those pistol rounds, man. It's been a hurricane of pistol losses recently. Now we just have to see a good anti-eco play from G2. You can see NiP decided to go for the full save, actually, pretty much. Just a few pistols invested in. And G2 looking like they want to go for the B play after just waiting a little bit.
It's interesting that G2 have... Okay, they've got 3 people moving into the B bomb site. Because if you look at SmithZz, he's looking at door and short at the same time. And it was a bit panicky the way he was doing it before with no one supporting him from lower tunnel. But there we go. It seems the website, the bomb site will be in the control of G2 now. And SmithZz is, of course, going to get taken down top mid on his own in isolation. So the scouts picked up, but shox will be the cleanup operation. So SmithZz has done his job with the information. Get right though, pushing through. There's no support for the bomb plant here. How did he? There's a guy in CT spawn.
That was awkward.
I know there was a smoke at the door, so he must have been standing in the smoke.
Honestly, that's the worst feeling in the world when you're the guy carrying the C4, because you would be surprised how many players don't want to carry the bomb and don't want to be arsed with planting it. So when you're the guy who does it, and your teammates have, of course, cleared the site and they're running off trying to get more kills.
Of course.
And you die while you're planting the bomb. It's extremely frustrating. Probably one of the most frustrating things in the world. Thanks for cover, mates. Thanks.
So, 2 CTs on short, and they're both dead. Over to you, Dan.
Yeah, no more. One quick kill from Forest before it all ends. And G2 kicking off pretty well in this second half. NiP are in a lot of trouble, although pyth is straight on the AWP. So let's see if he can get something done with that. I mean, it's going to be a very different dynamic as to, SmithZz on the AWP on the CT side. We won't see pyth going for all those risky plays. pyth is supposed to be, much more solid. He's supposed to be a bit more of a support player, picks up the AWP as and when necessary. And it's what he does here on the CT side, and the challenge comes in onto the long area, and
nice.
NiP are loving this at the moment. 2 frags for Friberg, and just 3 players left for G2 now, and they're looking at maybe going through mid. Where's the pop flash from Scream? Is there going to be a pop flash from Scream, or he's just going to walk down? Does he have a flash? Yes, he does. He's got all full nades. No pop flash required, it would seem, as Forest falls back and allows them to push forwards. But they have the information now. Forest is just trying to play delay, slow them down, and let his teammates come in to help.
Yeah, trying to hide behind the smoke, but the flash just goes on for too long, and shox will take him down. So G2 with a chance now. They had a 3 versus 5. A bit paranoid of the smoke on this occasion because of Get Right, and guess where Get Right's coming in? He's coming in from the back, of course. Spot SmithZz, and will try to find the headshots. Man advantage for the Ts. They've got a CT, they've got loads of flashes as well. Speaking of flashes, G2 with the disadvantage. Going to come in for the aggression, but 2 people there means that the CTs can start to charge the site because there's only 1 on the site itself. Coming back in his Scream, but he's going to get flashed. Get Right now, taking down shox in the tunnel. 2 quick frags though for the Ts. Now we're down to a 1 versus 1. Get Right and Scream, trying to pre-fire a Scream. Get Right tries to kind of bounce around the corner, but not going to happen. G2 survive. 3 versus 5 to 1 versus 1. G2 take the round.
Yeah, and you can see the ruthless efficiency of Scream, and it's great to see that he's not afraid to go for more sprays and so on, because it used to be that the tapping style was he would live and die by it, and often die more due to the problem of the inconsistency of it with the lack of the first bullet accuracy. But here we go, we got shox moving in now for his own tap shenanigans and burst shenanigans there. Oh my god, just knocking down all those pins. Strike for Shoxy, and then that's going to be the round. The eco cleaned up, and G2 are accelerating rapidly here in this round, and rather in this first map.
Well,
yes.
Well,
the thing is, this is why I was surprised to see that NiP picked Dust 2. They had so many options open: overpass, cobble, cash, even. And if G2 wins this game, they will be securing the land spot immediately.
alrighty then. 2 AWPs for NiP and 2 people in the pits and many bodies outside long. All belonging to the Ts. SmithZz is alone now. Seeing some really fast rounds here, but a change of fortune for sure. Pit gonna get taken down, trying to support his homies over towards long. So SmithZz is on the site. SmithZz is without the bomb. SmithZz is without teammates. SmithZz is without any HP, as Forest will put him on 0. 5-round lead for G2. They have a lot of money in the bank here, so NiP are going to have that economical pressure coming right back up again here for G2. Full buy, tons of Molotovs. They've all bought exactly the same grenades, which is kind of cute. Double flash, smoke, Molotov. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the HE is not nearly as valuable as a Molotov, and having extra flashes is always good. It's definitely preferable in most cases. In the majority of cases, HE is very inconsistent. And G2, they're only 3 away. This is so tight for NiP. They have very limited utility here, and it's gonna be hard to play against G2 because NiP, they don't want to get too aggressive here. I'd rather let G2 make an error, and Forest is close to those doors. Oh, it's so close. Will somebody be jumping over to Xbox? Forest spots ahead for a second, but can't get an angle to take the shot, but Get Right can, and he'll take down the guy on Xbox, and now it's going to be a nice little situation here for NiP. They got a nice setup to defend against a B split, or against any mid aggression. They're going to go for the boost here. Now, this is the only time when a boost like this can be good. If you take this risk after already that spot being cleared and spotted. And you can see that they'll get flashed off and they're going to give up the ghost here. Continuing with that 3-man mid pressure here from NiP. They pick up another frag whilst G2 just wait around.
So what is the play from G2? They've been distracted. Body's made his way in CT spawn. Now, has he been detected by these CTs? It does not appear so, but it's a 4 versus 2. Indeed, Xizt is looking for him, so maybe they did raise the alarm there. And Xizt is almost getting taken down in the smoke by Scream, but Scream is alone with the bomb and 30 seconds, so he's got time, he's got opportunity. He's got the one-taps, but will they talk about them in this round? Got Pit's going to be the first aggressor there on the low grounds, and Scream is going to be surely realizing that someone else is surely soon to pop out, and it will be Friberg on the site. Very late peak indeed, and it pays off. NiP surviving with 4 players.
Man, whenever Scream's playing lately, I'm just thinking to myself, this guy is the human highlight generator. I'm just waiting to see the highlight change. But there was none. I was sadly disappointed in that round. But G2, they will get stopped here, and NiP are close to breaking them entirely. Their buy is already pretty lacking.
G2 moving towards the B-bomb site. They're in a tunnel, and they're waiting for the nades. They have many flashes, and it seems they're just going to just go straight in there. They've got one player lurking towards the doors. I believe that is shox with an AK and no nades. Molotov coming in for the back. Get Right's going to be in a lot of trouble here. Can't take down SmithZz, but he has teammates who can. There are no nades apart from one flash on these remaining CTs. Man advantage for the T's, but the bomb's not going down yet, and they're putting shox all the way in T4 now to cover the tunnel. Friberg goes down, and now NiP may have a problem. Retaking versus 4 with an AWP and an AK, definitely less than ideal.
Absolutely, it's very hard round for NiP to win. Let's see if Forest can get something quick. I mean, this is such a hard bomb site to retake, just generally speaking, but against 3 AKs and a Adil with no nades left now. I mean, they have a kit, sure, but otherwise, not much really to work with. And just playing the exits is Forest, and Pit will try to save the AWP. So let's see how much chaos Forest can cause here. He's just going to go for it, sees the shadow, and the bait is real, the patience is real, and it's going to pay off for Forest. But who else would he be able to take down, and will there be anyone else? Looks like there won't. Pit will save the AWP, and that'll be the end of the round. G2 going to 14, now 2 away. Nice little swipe there from Pit.
I think the problem here is we talked about how you need to defend B-bomb site as a duo, right? You can't have your players split, and that's exactly what happened with Forest and Get Right. Get Right was behind the box on platform, and Forest was outside towards mid. G2 does this a lot. shox is faking a mid to B split in a sense that he's alone throwing stuff towards mid, while his team just explodes towards the B-bomb site. Get Right dies, gets flushed out with a Molotov, and Forest is nowhere near to be able to do something about it. And on that kind of a sketchy buy for G2, they win a really important round.
So we have that, a variation actually from G2, I think. Actually, it's the same default that they were playing against Astralis, more or less, with the flash before the players emerged from lower tunnel. But it's a lot faster than it was against Astralis, so maybe they have adjusted to the hard counters we were seeing from Astralis in that particular map. But back to this one, they've got a man advantage against NiP. And good map control for the time being. Moving towards short now. There are 2/3 players over towards A, one of them being in CT spawn. Get right, having a look. Spotting RpK actually, but no kills just yet. We've got shox heavily tagged as well. Loads of nades flying in to keep Get Right away.
Nicely done. Get Right spotting one of the players that for a quick frag as he tried to split onto the A bomb side. Now there's nobody to worry about, and Get Right spotted the information that no one's catwalk, I think. So the players on long don't have to worry about their flanking. They're going to get both frags here, both turning their full attention towards long. Pit with another one, finding that headshot. Just Smith left now with the AK. Gonna just try to fake flash his way forwards to try to get something done, but so far NiP playing a pretty safe position. It's just a head spotted there for a moment. Smith, he's gonna go down in the end, and NiP will just save themselves in that round, and they have two AWPs saved as well. So if they ever had a chance, I mean, they've really created something here to try to steal this map back. It would still be tough though, but at least they've got Nico to deal with. Ooh, Tech 9, 2 flashes and a smoke grenade.
Dig. Onto shox. He's got the gun. He's got the other AWP. His other AWP is a deagle.
Scream and shox deagles. Let's go.
Ooh, RpK, I think he got tagged.
Yeah.
That is a nice swipe there. Not the easiest one to do, by any means. So G2 moving quickly. I think we might have safety in numbers. 2 flashes, and that smoke may be in their favor here. Let's see if they're willing to push through it. You can use that for the pop flash into slope. Pit is flash, but he's going to take down the first player and the second one. How many more can he find? They're approaching the site. Obviously, you can see the plan is to plant the bomb there. Can NiP stop them from doing so? Scream is exposed, but he'll get the frag regardless. And shox is the last man standing now for his team. Another 1D coming in, but no plant for G2, which is the most important thing. NiP closing the gap.
Yeah, the gap will be tightened indeed. So it starts to get a little bit worrying for G2, but they have had some relative consistency at just getting into these bomb sites, winning these one-on-ones. So it's honestly like quite hard to predict how this is going to end up.
Double ops for NiP.
Ooh.
Just the RpK, I think he had like $3,000-ish at the beginning of this round. Only 1 kill there for Get Right. Nice and aggressive, and that's going to be the extra gun that G2 needed, or an upgrade since they lost a player. shox goes down as well. That is a huge frag for Pit. Forrest coming in with a second AWP there. Takes Smith down, tries to avoid getting headshot there. He's got flashes coming in from his teammates, which will slowly advance. And Xizt with a 2-man spray down. That will destroy the buy of G2. Where is their money? Nowhere to be seen.
The problem with that previous buy is, okay, now they're probably going to go for an eco, and then they buy on 14-13, right? So if they lose that round and don't get a plant, then they're around 3K. So what are they going to do on 14-14? You know, they're either going to have a non-optimal buy, or they're going to eco and forfeit the overtime, at least to NiP. So that's maybe something you should keep an eye on when you're deciding whether you want to force or not. The number of rounds you have left actually in the match.
Right. We're going to see if that will really come into play here. Although, you know, there's a quick kill made, and Scream, the only guy that bought Helmet and Kevlar, is actually going to be on an M4 now, which is a really cool way to play this sort of around in some senses. And if you have like a super individually focused team like that, with the star players Scream and shox hitting their form lately. But we'll have to see if they can get something out of this. Nice little clearance here of the immediate areas by Catwalk as G2 progress onto the A side. Here they go, picking shox out of the air. Scream coming in. Oh, there it is, the burst for the headshot. That's 1 player down. The AWP is dealt with, but it's just Scream gets 2 more. Well, 2 in total, sorry. And that's going to be 2 players surviving for NiP. So always dangerous, G2, always dangerous.
Pit's doing great work with the AWP on the CT side, holding angles and just wrecking people. Forrest up there with 23 kills as well. The shox is all close to the 30 bomb, but is the 30 bomb enough to take G2 over the line here? 14-13 now, NiP just 1 round behind. 4 AWPs on the server. shox and Smith coming in to join in on the fun. So we're going to have some AWP duels coming up. shox holding angles over towards the B bomb site. So if Get Right jumps on the ledge, he's got to be straight into shox's crosshair. And while shox holds that angle, RpK is going to start coming in. So this is some interesting harassment over towards the B bomb site. And it's going to work out. Get right going down. Forrest trying to answer elsewhere, but he's going to get taken down. Friberg going to get killed on the flank. And there's 2 CTs left all of a sudden versus 4 G2 players. The bomb falls down on short though, and bodyy susceptible as well. One-on-one with Xizt, but jumping, he's going to shoot him straight in the face. shox to finish things off here, and G2 take it to map point finally.
What was that? Jumping headshot, but yeah, it was obvious that G2 towards the B bomb side, that shox was holding the angles and clearing them one by one. And RpK then used that to get a bit further into the B bomb side, but they were a bit out of sync since the bomb and one more player were all the way on top mid, but didn't influence the outcome of the round in the end.
3 AWPs continue and 3 FAMASs begin on the NiP side. They've done well to catch up to this point, but could they be headed towards the end of the road here? Got G2 setting up towards B, but they've still got 2 players top mid. Maybe waiting for some aggression from the CTs, and perhaps we'll see some. You can see Forrest there. He's close to the MP9. Geright's in fact just going to flash for Forrest to escape to a safe haven for the time being. Moving over towards the B bomb site now. And again, if the CTs jump up there, then shox is going to get the frag on to Gerright. 5 versus 3, so NiP in a lot of trouble here as they go for the retake. bodyy in position to come in for the flank, probably intending to jump into CT spawn, I would say, as there is another player in lower tunnel while the bomb's being retrieved. So we'll see what NiP can do here.
Pretty funny because they're in a situation where the bomb didn't go down for the longest time there, but bodyy is, with that flank, going to be able to do insane amounts of damage, and that's going to be all that it takes to win this last round. What an amazing display there from G2, continuing to be dominant. Again, you know, NiP managed to get 13 rounds. They did a pretty good job. G2 stopped them from having that really nice T side that we're used to seeing. So, you know, what was this game like for you,
13
Janko?
rounds without a single pistol, then NiP continues to be pretty awful in pistol rounds, and you know it is pretty hard. You have to give props to them because after, yes, they lose the initial 3 rounds, but then they managed to string a couple of gun rounds in the end. I feel that it wasn't a case of any team basically making a lot of mistakes. In the end, those pistol rounds really helped G2 to edge out NiP, and again, I really am a bit surprised that NiP decided to play Dust 2, because whoever wins this game is the team who clinches the 2nd spot, which takes you straight to the Wembley LAN finals. The team that loses is going to have to play out with 3 other teams in the playoffs to fight for those last 2 spots. So, I mean, can't really dwell on it too much. The map is over. They went for Dust 2, they lost. So now they're going to have to look for redemption on Train.
Well, unless you have anything to add, James, it is time to go to a quick break, guys, whilst the players set up map 2. It will be Train, as just mentioned, and it is very important, as Janko's just said, that NiP stave off the win here away from G2, try to get that win for themselves in that 3rd map. Let's see if they're going to do it. First, the break. We'll see you very shortly.